Hey recruiting team, how are you? Welcome to my first video message in lieu of the TLC meeting that we didn't have on Thursday due to the inclement weather. So I had a lot of information I wanted to disseminate, but we're not going to have a TLC meeting this week. I'm going to be out in Chicago on Wednesday and Thursday. I'd ordinarily have Brian lead the meeting, but he's going to be at Christopher Newport. So I figured, you know what? Let's mix it up a little bit instead of just barraging you with another email full of all these bullet points. Let's try a little video message and see if you can hang with me for the next 5 or 7 minutes. 7 minutes of your life that you won't get back. So, but this is an order that you watch the whole thing, so you know I can track that. Anyhow. Hey, a few things. Performance reviews. I've done half of them. Today is Monday, the 27th. I've done half of them. I have a couple more left to go. They've been going well so far. At least I think so. And I've appreciated the feedback I've been getting. I gave you the EM department goals. I emailed those to you, so make sure you use them and incorporate them throughout your performance review. If you haven't done so already, send your finished, this is actually post performance review as you meet with me. Send your finished digital version to me, and my goal is by Friday to print them all out, have all of the comments that I've written, give them to you. You can look them over and sign them, and we'll hopefully have this all wrapped up by Friday. So thank you for your cooperation on that. So if you can get those to me no later than Wednesday, if you haven't done so already, that would be great. By the way, I told some of you this, but there's 4 categories on which I can score you to the overall score. One of them is exceeds expectations. That's the highest one. No one will be getting that this time. Not necessarily because some of you haven't earned it, but it's just kind of my policy. The first review that I do, the highest you can get will be satisfactory or meets expectations, because I want you to have something to shoot for, right? And so it took me this first year, we haven't been together for a full year, to either figure out what the expectations are. So I'm not sure if you've exceeded them or not, but I'm going to know for next time. So no one's going to get exceeds expectations, so don't get your heart broken if that's what you're going for. So shoot for that in January 2015, okay? All right, awesome. Let me know if you have any questions on that. And some of the performance reviews so far, we've chatted a little bit about those phone productivity reports that were emailed to all of us. I know there were some mixed reactions on that. And while I don't have the time to address everything, that full scope of that conversation, this video message, I did want to quickly mention a couple of things. One is that the main goal of this report, guys, is to improve our customer service through accountability. It's not to call out anyone or throw anyone under the bus, okay? And I mean, I hope you know that is certainly not my intention. And so, we all have new accountability standards. So I'm looking at this long term to see where there are patterns or holes in our customer service bucket, because we want to make sure that when the majority of the calls come in, that they're getting answered. And if we have to rearrange phone trees or priorities or do whatever, we're going to know how to do that over the longer term. So I realize that one isolated weekly report does not at all spell out, how great or how horrible you are. So, that's just the reality of that. So anyhow, that's the report that I'll be looking at every week or every other week. And so I won't be showing the results to everybody, but I'll be coming to each of you in teams or individually and see if we need to make some changes in that, okay? So I appreciate that. But anyhow, let's all own our quest for improvement and our quest for better customer service. And if you haven't put this in your performance review already, our goal should be individually and collectively to receive at least 75% of all of the incoming calls that come in. And so I think that's a standard that Ken's team and CAS has been using. It's a good industry standard. So we're going to make sure that we take at least 75% of all incoming calls that come in every week. And I just want to give out some props. If you look at that, the weekly report that came in for January 13th through 17th, our very own Lindsay Weck, man, she busted it out of the park. She had 41 calls that came in, and she answered 39 of them. So both from a quantity and quality standpoint, that is sweet. That's like 95%. So, whoop, give it up for Lindsay. Go ahead, just clap at your desk for Lindsay. If Lindsay's around you, just throw her candy right now. So, anyhow, props to you, Lindsay. Anyhow, that's the kind of great customer service that we want to continually present to all of our prospects that are trying to get a hold of us. So, anyhow, I have a few homework assignments for you. All right. So make sure you are jotting these down or putting these into your Outlook calendar. But as your supervisor here at Regent University, I am passionate about giving you more homework to do. I want to put more on your plate. I'm passionate about that. And I can accomplish that in 3 ways. I want you to create your own elevator pitch for your school. Number 2, I want you to update the recruiter's calendar. And number 3, I want you to continue to give yourself to this Pepper initiative. So, you see what I did there with that training? All right, there you go. Just want to model that. Number 1 is creating elevator pitches for each of your programs. That's what we're going to call them. I know it's kind of a salesy term, but just for the lack of a better term. I've attached an example to this email that I'm sending you this link on of a general region pitch. Now, it's not may not be the greatest one or the best one or certainly not the only one, but it's an example, and you can put that in your stockpile if you're if you ever have to give a general region pitch. There's some good ones that I pulled from some of our best of recordings and our accolades, things like that, to put together our region general pitch. So anyhow, I've attached that. But, the purpose is to internalize this information, not just so we know this information, but we know how to express it in a way that makes sense, a meaningful impact to the prospective students. And it's good for future training, for future GAs and future staff that will come along. So here's the deal. I want you all to do a general one for your school in general, and then also for each of your programs. And so I know that might entail a little more for some than others because some of you have more programs. If you want to tag team on this with the admissions counselors, that's fine. And actually, you probably should do that. And so I want this done. I'm going to give you a little over a month to do it. By Friday, February 28th. Friday, February 28th, I want you to have, between you and the admissions counselors, I want you to have your elevator pitches done for your school and for each of the programs. And then we'll make sure we disseminate that, and that'll be good for cross-training as well, okay? The second homework assignment is updating the recruiter's calendar. Do y'all remember where that is? It is on My Region Portals under the Faculty and Staff tab. I think I have that on here. Yeah, it's right under the Faculty and Staff tab on the My Region Portal, and it's just called Recruiter's Calendar. And so whatever trips you got, I would like you to update them, and that way we all know where you are. Dave Boyes-Elder has already put his stuff on there as well. So I have a couple of upcoming trips on the master calendar that I want to go over with some of you. There's some blanks that need to be filled in, and of course, if you have new trips, to go back on the My Region portal, and there's the proposal for a new recruiting trip form. You can go fill that out, and we'll make sure that we can plan accordingly. As the budget year starts to come to a close, we need to be strategic about where we're spending our money. But if we have a good opportunity still, I don't want to pass that up. All right. And the due date for that is this Friday, January 31st. Number 3, giving yourself to Pepper. And what I mean giving yourself, I mean not just tolerating it or going through the motions. Okay. These are great. It's a great way to reinforce what you've learned in that phone sales training that we got. So I know we got off to a slow start because of the weather and because of some technical glitches, but I think we're up and running now. So if you continue to have glitches, go to Heidi. She's been talking with the Pepper Tech peeps, and she can help you troubleshoot that. I've been listening to many of your calls, and for the most part, I like what I hear. So I'm going to start to pull out some of the greatest hits and share those with you. So continue to do that. And remember, the goal is to use this in real life. And I've heard a lot of you, not all of you, but I've heard probably 3 of you as I've walked around. I've actually heard you use them, TJ most recently. And so that's our goal, to internalize these, and we'll be able to just naturally flow out of us. All right, where we're connecting with that limbic, you know, and then presenting our information in a very strategic fashion and sequence. So anyhow, keep faithful to your pepper responses that you'll do 3 times a week, and then to the evaluations of your peers. So remember, the goal, just to keep each other sharp. All right? Just to keep each other sharp. Remember, this sword glows blue every time Tracy Stewart is near. So I think we're in good shape for now. Anyhow, few final thoughts, and then I won't take any more of your time. We have continued cross-discipline training coming up. It'll be school-wide testing, phase 2, and what we have, we know that most of you in your performance reviews under opportunities to improve, almost all of you have said, I need to become better versed at all of the school's programs. So I'll go into more detail later, but what I'm going to do, I'm finishing up all the details on the tests, on the updated tests. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you all 2 months to retake all 7 tests at your own pace. Okay? Don't say them all for the very end, but get yourself on a schedule where you can watch the webinars and go over the study guides and then take the test. So you'll have 8 weeks to take 7 of them, and so that's averaging about 1 per week, which should not be any big deal. Okay. The next one is calling for spring preview. Preview is 7 weeks away, coming up on March 15th. So it's crazy. 7 weeks and it'll be here. So it's that time of year to get with the rest of your school's team to begin strategizing and planning our calling initiatives. The preview leadership team actually have a meeting today on Monday to help get the ball rolling on the overall marketing plan, when the emails are going out, and then when the calls will go out. There will be a little bit of flex and customization in there, but in general, we all want to be on the same page with our calling strategy, okay? And remember, today is Matriculation Palooza at 12:45, I think. We're going to have Jets Pizza, and it's just important. I mean, I can never thank you enough for the hard work that you do, and I mean that. So the enrollment machine just keeps crunching on, and sometimes you have to be very intentional just to pause and say, hey, look what we did for the spring, the spring numbers, because, a few months ago we were sweating it. Dude. So you guys have stepped up, and we met our goals for the most part across the board, and the powers that be are really happy with us. So anyhow, we want to just pause. We want to applaud each other and ourselves and take a deep breath before we get moving on toward the summer and the fall enrollment. So thank you for giving yourselves to the task at hand, for your commitment to better your skills and your strategies and your performance outcomes. I really appreciate the work that y'all do, okay? So anyhow, with that, I just want to sign off. Hold on, my kids are here. Ethan, Rachel, I'm telling you, stay out of this room. You got 2 choices. You either work, all right, or you get back in your crate. This is the weekend. You work or back in your crate. Take your pick, all right? Take your pick. All right. That's what we like to hear. Anyhow, sorry about that. Hey guys, thanks for your time, and we'll talk to you soon. See ya.